Okay. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. Thank you for checking out my channel. Today I'm doing a general reading for you guys. I'm just checking where you're at, where you're going, what you're leaving, things of that nature. That way, if you're like thinking of pursuing something, you're not too sure, this might provide guidance of whether ooh, that was a bad shuffle. Let's try that again. Sorry, whether or not you want to like keep pursuing this or maybe move on to something different. So let's go ahead and see. You have probably noticed I've changed up my camera angle since last time. Trying something else out, see if this is better. Let me know if you like this more or if you prefer the angle from last week or if you want me to try a different angle. I might try something else anyway because it is set up to the table that I use to shuffle on, so it kind of shakes. We'll just have to see. What I'm using for your main deck here is, what is it called? Tarot of a Moon Garden, that's what it is. This is for your main spread. For what I'm going to use to clarify, it's going to be the Welcome to Night Vale Tarot by Jessica Hayworth. Last week I had been accepting reversals. This week it doesn't feel right, so I'm no longer accepting them this week. That's just kind of how it is. So let's go ahead and finish this up and we'll get right into it. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck here, we do have the Ten of Swords. It does feel like the end of a cycle for something. Maybe, it kind of almost feels like maybe you were stuck in place for something, or you're currently stuck in place, but that energy is moving out, or it has already moved out. The cycle has ended, and you're, I guess, moving on to something else, it feels like, or just leaving that behind. Whatever this kind of stuck energy was, it's going away now. So that's what it feels like the overall energy is for this reading. For your current positions, we do have the Two of Swords. So it kind of feels like a bit stuck. A bit stuck in your own head is what I'm getting. Like there's a decision that needs to be made, but you're not too sure what to do about it, and you don't want to risk making the wrong choice. So you're just in your head contemplating, oh, well, what if I did this? What if I did that? Is this the right choice? Yeah, the King of Pentacles. So, in most cases, like, he's supposed to be, like, you know, really wise and very abundant and things like that. Because what stuck out to me the most in this depiction, he's clutching his head and there's like a bunch of flowers and all that coming out. It feels like there's like the flowers are just representative thoughts. You just have a lot of like, it feels like back and forth kind of thing, and it feels almost kind of chaotic, and you don't want to make the wrong choice. And things that it's impacting, we do have the Seven of Cups. So yeah, you have choices, but it feels like you don't know where you're going. The Death card. So this depiction is a blank card. It's nothing but it says death. So it's like a blank slate. It's like you get like this, the Ten of Swords, the end of a cycle. You have a blank slate, and with that blank slate, you have choices. And those choices it's almost too much right now. The root of the cause is the Eight of Pentacles, so maybe you've been working on something, some sort of, maybe it's a passion project. It doesn't actually quite feel passion project. It feels like it's just been something you've been working hard at. something that you've thought about doing and you've been working towards that. The Four of Swords. It feels like you're working almost too hard, or you're not able to get to it fast enough because maybe, for instance, you have to do your job. In your job, you work like, I don't know, 48 hours a week, something like that. By the time that you get home, or you get to like do your own your own personal stuff, this project that you've been wanting to do, you're so tired you can't get to it. You just want to rest. It's either that, or you're working on this so much that you are burnt out to the point where you need rest. And that's what's causing all these thoughts, is that you either feel like you can't get to it because you're working so hard that you can't get to your project that you're wanting to work on, or that you're working too hard on the project that you are working on and you're so burnt out from it, and you still have so many thoughts like, well, am I going to be able to get to it in time? Things like that. What we do have going out is the Two of Pentacles. A sense of priority, a sense of balance, the Eight of Swords. So it feels like what is going out is that you are going to be able to get out of this stuck energy, this like, you know, unable to move, unable to like do anything, like just sit in your own head. It feels like you're going to get out of your own head. You're going to get out of this like Eight of Swords mentality, and you're going to figure out how to like, you know, properly balance and prioritize things so that you can maybe work on this passion thing that you've been wanting to do. So in your near future, we do have the Nine of Pentacles, which, you know, is nice. For some reason, I'm really drawn into this peacock. I'm not sure if peacock means anything to you, Cancer, but if it does, awesome. If it doesn't, don't worry about it too much. With the Ten of Pentacles, inheritance. So that's interesting. You went from an 8 to a 9 to a 10. In the near future, this is going to, again, this stuck energy is leaving. It's the end of that cycle. It's leaving, and it's moving on to prosperity. And then we got the next card up, the Page of Pentacles. After 10 is the Page. It's interesting that you got that. That's in your distant future here. So it seems like, it feels like receiving new money to me, or maybe not necessarily exactly money, but you are receiving some sort of new material object. Maybe it's like, maybe it's new to you. Maybe it is like an inheritance, like that. Maybe it's like, oh, this was your great-grandfather's, I don't know, ring? I don't know. That's just a really bad example that came off the top of my head. You're receiving something. And maybe it is money. Maybe it's, you're inheriting something. The Two of Wands. You're in the distant future, it feels like this might change up something. It feels like this might bring you to like a bit of a choice to make, like two different paths. Like, because of whatever this inheritance is, this thing that you're coming into, it opens up another door, and you have to decide, am I going to keep going down this path that I figured out, or am I going to turn and go in a different direction? So in your current emotions and energies, we do have the Six of Swords. It feels like you're ready to move on from this. It doesn't feel like you have, but it feels like you are definitely ready to move on from it. Yeah, the Five of Cups. You're ready to move on from this state of like chaos, of sorrow, of like just in your own head. You're ready to just go for it. It feels like you're overwhelmed and a little disheartened about something, but you're so over it, and you're so ready to just complete the cycle, end it, you know, blank slate. That's what it feels like. And excuse me, in energies and people around you, we do have the Ten of Staffs. So it doesn't feel like a specific person. It does feel like an energy. There's just like a lot of a lot of things happening around you. The King of Wands. So it feels like there's like a lot of just. Okay. It does feel like for some of you guys it is an energy. There's an energy around you of just being like overworked, overburdened, just kind of on a burnout kind of thing. And like he's blowing out smoke here. It can be that it's like you have like it's almost like you're overburning and so burned out so much that it's like almost inside of you so much that that it's what you breathe now. Uh, and it's not necessarily just you; it's just the energy around you. Maybe other people are also feeling this sense of like overworked, overburdened, burnout kind of thing. For others, it is a very specific person. Somebody who's usually very, very outgoing, very passionate, very like inspired to do what they love. They're having a bit of a burnout moment. Um, so that's for some of you guys, but for some other people, it's just an energy of overworked, which goes in with this. It feels like. So we do have in your hopes and fears, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And let's clarify that before I get too ahead of myself. The Page of Wands. So you kind of hope to start up some sort of like project that gets you really inspired. As you can see here, let me put this down for a second. Like this fire, it's reaching, it's going all the way over here. It starts here, but it goes all the way over here behind them. It's like wherever they're walking, wherever they're going, this fire is going with them. So it feels like maybe there's something that you want to do that like it spreads to a lot of people, and it brings you quite a bit of like fulfillment, wholeness, accomplishments, things like that. It feels like that's what you really hope for. Some sort of passion project you're really excited for. You want it to like spread like fire. And your outcome, we do have the Seven of Staffs with the Empress. Okay, so it kind of feels like this is a person. It feels like maybe a friend of yours, or somebody who might be a mother, somebody who might be a boss, someone with like a feminine energy. Doesn't necessarily have to be actually female, but a feminine energy. And it feels like you might have to defend yourself against them, but it doesn't feel like it's like a horrible defending. It's just like almost passive aggressive in a way. And for some reason, this, let me see if I can, is it showing up? I think it's showing up. This star at the top here, it's the only star in the sky, and it's drawing me in. I didn't even notice it until just now looking at the card, but like, and it almost feels like, because you see her, the Empress, her face is completely covered by this like light, this magnificent light. It's almost as if she's the star, but she's the only one in the sky, and it's like she's so small and insignificant compared to this forest. It's like it's not really going to be that big of a deal whenever this like confrontation happens. It's really not going to be that big of a deal is what it feels like. We do have the Strength card underneath. So maybe at first it might seem like it might be a bit of a big deal, but you know that you can handle it. It's going to, you just need to keep your head on about you whenever that comes about. So this is the reading that I do have for you today, Cancer. Thank you for checking out your reading and checking out my channel, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.